Welcome back to Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, the country prepares for the possible impact of Super Typhoon Nando. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council is working closely with the local government units to ensure communities are ready and safe. Now, to give us a closer look at the measures being put in place, joining us via Zoom is Junie Castillo, the spokesperson of the Office of the Civil Defense. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. Magandang umaga po, and it's a beautiful day.
A beautiful day, Paolo, despite the presence of the Super Typhoon Nando, and a beautiful day also to all your listeners and viewers.
Thank you so much for being here. You're absolutely right. We're here talking about the Super Typhoon Nando and, of course, yung possible impact po niya. When we talk about the preparations made, especially in the northern part of the country, what has already been done?
That's right, Paolo. No, as early as last week, we have been preparing for this, no, based on the guidance and directive of our president. So as of last week, we have elevated the alert code status of our operation centers into red alert status, meaning all the response agencies, all the local government units that are concerned for the preparedness and response of in relation to the Super Typhoon Nando are all on standby. All our prepositions for the food and non-food items have been prepositioned. So all of those preparations have been done as early as last week.
Of course, there are added risks to yung mga low-lying communities and those in coastal areas, especially for those with storm surges. There are already storm surge warnings out, and of course, heavy rainfall warnings as well that we're really monitoring when it comes to severe flooding. How have those areas in particular been addressed in terms of their safety?
In terms of the areas, no, that are both for the landslide and for the rain-induced hazards also, no, there is a list that has been given to us by the DENR Mines and Geosciences Bureau, and this is also based on the forecast given by Pag-asa, no. So these lists have been distributed to our local government units for these areas to prepare for specific hazards. As you mentioned, no, there are areas that are exposed to storm surges, especially the eastern and the northern part of the northern Luzon. And then for other hazards also, preemptive evacuations have been done. So all of these hazards, specific hazards to these areas have been addressed through our coordination with our local government units.
You mentioned po, preemptive evacuations have already been made. Do we have any numbers when it comes to how many communities, how many individuals and families have been evacuated already, and in which areas?
Uh, as we speak, Paolo, no, we are monitoring, no, and we are conducting a roll call as we speak, no, to all of the regions. But as of last night, we have about 1,000 families that have been pre-evacuated. No? This data is coming from the DILG. This is composed of almost 3,000 individuals that have been pre-evacuated from regions 1, region 2, also region 3, parts of region 3, especially from the province of Aurora, Batanes, Cagayan, also from region 2, no? And then also from the Cordillera Administrative Region.
Mm-hmm. When we talk about the relief goods available as well as the rescue teams and emergency equipment that are pre-positioned rather and ready to respond quickly, what assets do we have to be able to respond to any untoward event and, of course, disaster relief efforts?
Yes, in terms of disaster relief efforts, no, through our DSWD, which is the lead of the food and non-food item clusters, no, the data that they gave us, no, this is actually not done just in preparation for hazards, no, like typhoon, no, but this is all year round being done, no, prepositioned food, family food packs, which are prepositioned strategically nationwide. As of yesterday, no, we have about 2.6 million family food packs based on the data of the DSWD, which are again prepositioned in regions, no, from region 1, region 2, CAR, and also in other regions also.
Mm-hmm. We talk about practical steps po. I'm sure a lot of people are worried that even if they are not pre-positioned or rather preemptively evacuated, especially in the northern part of the Philippines. Ano po yung payo nyo to make sure that the risks are minimized, especially during this typhoon season, considering that it is a super typhoon in Nando that we're talking about?
That's right, Paolo. No, dun sa ating mga kababayan, ang sinasabi natin lagi, yung paghahanda po, hindi really the preparedness should be done no early on. No, that's really the key. Yung paghahanda natin sa ating mga kababayan, halos dapat nga gawin na natin ng kumbaga as a way of life, no, kaparte na ng ating buhay. And as for practical tips, no, to our kababayans, unang-una, importante po alam natin yung mga hazards na exposed tayo. Meron pong mga apps kung meron na tayong internet at meron naman tayong cellphone, pwede natin yon tingnan through our DOST FIVOX app. This is called Hazard Hunter PH. You'll be able to see if your house, if your area, if your community is exposed to specific hazards. And then based on those hazard assessments that are given to you through that app or through that website, you'll be able to know what will be your priority preparedness measures. So if you're exposed to flooding, you'll be able to see how high the flood are you exposed to. So you'll be able to know if you have your properties that if you have the right elevation to be able to um, put into safety, your belongings, or if it's a really high flooding, then you might have to be able to have your provisions. Where would you go in case you need to evacuate? What will be your the food and non-food items that you have to prepare for at the household level.
Yeah.
And most importantly, these measures should be discussed among the family members. Dapat alam ninyo yon sa inyo, bawat miyembro ng pamilya, alam ninyo kung ano yung maging responsibilidad ninyo, kung sino yung magdadala ng ganito, saan kayo magkikita-kita. All those practical tips dapat po na pag-uusapan ninyo talaga sa pamilya.
Well, sir, because of the Super Typhoon Nando, we also have to give mention to the enhanced southwest monsoon that is being enhanced by this Super Typhoon. Now, this is anticipated to bring heavy rains and flooding yet again to Metro Manila and other flood-prone areas. Now, again, with all of the narrative happening around yung flood control and flood-prone areas in general, what measures are now being implemented or at least being prepared for the enhanced southwest monsoon for these flood-prone areas that have been affected or will be affected rather?
As I mentioned earlier, there is a list of barangays issued by the Mines and Geosciences Bureau. So all of these, right now, we're looking at around 3,000 barangays under this list, specifically for the Super Typhoon Nando and also the enhancement of the Southwest Monsoon. Dito po sa Southwest Monsoon, or habagat, ang sinasabi natin sa mga kababayan natin, hindi lang po itong nasa track ng bagyong Nando. That's why all of the regions actually have been alerted to prepare, because the enhancement of the habagat or the southwest monsoon would affect the western part of the country, and also some parts both in Luzon and in Visayas, and even some parts of Mindanao also. There is also a so-called localized thunderstorm, which also brings about rain, flash floods, and some landslides also. So it's really the whole country, nationwide, we should be prepared.
Well, sorry, it looks like you have a lot of work ahead of you as well. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning, and hopefully we can talk to you again soon for more updates as this storm passes and, of course, as the southwest monsoon continues to have an effect in our country. Maraming salamat po. He is Junie Castillo, the spokesperson of the Office of the Civil Defense. Thank you so much for sharing yung updates and reminders po.
Thank you, Paula.